Just grab that one.
Hey look, I'm starting where I think Samantha does. Oh wait, but I think she goes like this. There we go. She usually comes down the stairs and says good morning. Good morning, YouTube.
Good morning.
It's the Joe and Harvey show.
I'm cold.
It is very cold. I didn't actually check the thermometer, but the my phone tells me it's like 4 degrees, which is a lot of degrees colder than I'd like it to be. Well, I think that's full.
Yep.
Christmas dump filled that right up. Yeah, we haven't been doing, well, we've been doing a lot, but like I said in the last video, a bunch of little stuff, or like I go for a salt run or something, I don't think to grab it, but I probably should. So from here on out, I'll try to be better for you guys. So this morning when we were fiddle farting around down here in the cold and our hands were falling off and our faces were locking up, what we were doing was trying to start that hot rod. Usually starts really well, and even when it and even when it's cold, you know, cold as in normal winter temperatures, 30s or something, it fires right up. But it did not like sitting here for like a week or so and it being like 4 degrees. Last time we fired it up and went and hauled salt, it was like 11 degrees. But yeah, actually, what do I got here? I guess I can show you a new Christmas gift that we just used on starting the truck. I didn't do it solely, which I'm not surprised, and that's not what we got it for. We didn't get it to start freezing cold diesels. But Samantha and Henley picked me up a nice new little jump pack, a Viking from Harbor Freight. And I'll tell you what, I told Samantha, I said I'm going to try to start the 1-ton. I'm gonna try the new jump pack, and I won't be disappointed if it doesn't want to try to start that big old dual battery cold old diesel with, you know, probably half the working glow plugs. But we threw it on there. It's like 2,000 cold cranking amps or something. We threw it on there and Harvey and I were both impressed. It cranked it over fast and for quite a while. Just the quite a while wasn't enough to get enough heat cranking in that, so we wound up, instead of cooking the jump pack, we threw the jumper cables on there and got it to fire. Actually, we got it to fire when we had the jumper cables and threw the jump pack back on as well. Anyway, so that was our fiddling around. We are going to drop off this new rig that I also failed to make a YouTube of the mission of going to get it. It is a giant, see, look how big it is. It's like 3 inches tall and Harvey's like 5.5, 6 inches tall. So I mean, that plow is like half a Harvey, you know, in inches from here with the camera. And it's but it's fairly tall, but it's 10 feet wide, power angle, very, very, very heavy, solid unit. I was gonna paint it because I thought a red plow on an orange skid steer was like a sin or something, but the paint's in good shape. It's cold, we don't have to shop to stick it in. I want to try it out, so I don't want to have it down, so I'm gonna run it as it is. We got some orange plow markers to throw on there, but we are bringing this to the condos, taking this off and throwing the Kubota, the SVL 75, the track skid steer. We're throwing that on here and bringing it home. One, because we also have another mission that we'll show you guys. We bought a tire groover. It has like the H block or H pattern block, whatever, the standard tracks on it, and I didn't think they were going to plow very well. They don't on hard pack whatsoever. So we're gonna groove them. We're gonna cut just some lateral, or no, I don't know what. We're gonna cut some slots in it, and we'll show you what we do, which should improve the traction on the snow quite a bit, and it shouldn't hinder it at all in the dirt. If anything, if you're in like slimy hard pack on top of grass or whatever, the groove should help on that as well. And if it doesn't, they're the factory tracks, and I'll just use them until they're no good, and next winter we'll throw on a set of actual like winter tracks. All right guys, now that my brain is unthawed, I'm in the truck, I just I remembered what I wanted to talk about before I started babbling on in the cold about how cold it was and trucks not starting, whatever. I wanted to ask everybody how their Christmas was. Hope everybody had a great Christmas. Our Christmas was good. It was low-key to a point. We did kind of a big thing, big for us anyway. We don't normally go into the city, or the big cities, I should say. We went to Boston, Massachusetts on Christmas Day. Bentley's bigger present of Christmas was we went to a Celtics game. It was the Celtics and the 76ers. Celtics unfortunately lost by a couple of points, but it was a real good game, good time. I think Bentley had a great time, so it was all really fun, and glad we did it. I guess another thing I wanted to say is I guess more or less news for around here, but for anybody local that does watch our videos, right here, right across the street, down in behind some of these buildings here, well, you still probably see some smoke. I'm not sure how well I'm holding the camera, but if you see the smoke over the top of that building, so this little area right here is a bunch of like mill buildings, and we have friend and family that have buildings in this location that they use for their business. So thankfully for them, their buildings weren't affected, but last night, or yesterday afternoon and last night, there was a fire, and completely, a total loss on one of the buildings. I don't believe I personally know anyone that worked there or owned it. I may, but it was a truss, like a wood truss, roof truss, that sort of thing, manufacturing building, and they had a fire, and it was a total loss. And I just want to, like I said, if we have local viewers that know anybody, I just want to, sorry, this is like my least favorite intersection in our town. I just want to have everybody, have the affected families that, people lost their jobs, the owners lost a lot, their business, the tools, the inventory, there's so much loss for so many people. I don't know how many they employ, but I know it's a fair size business. But nonetheless, regardless of how many people are affected, I just want to maybe everybody kind of have those families in their thoughts and prayers, and as well as I want to say a huge thank you to the local and surrounding fire departments and firefighters that were there and were able to contain it to that building. The buildings are very close, and they're wood, they're old wood framed buildings. I say that there could be some steel, but I'm saying that it's they're older buildings. Any one of them could have caught from from the heat or from the fire of the building that did burn. So I am very thankful for friends and family that are in there, 2 buildings of which are right adjacent to the building that burned. So very thankful that it was contained to that one building. As unfortunate as that one building was, it could have been worse. So thank you to all fire departments and firefighters. Did a great job there. And again, the affected employees, owners, all that from the Trust Manufacturing Company, you're in our thoughts and prayers, and just thankful no one was harmed. I don't believe anybody was harmed in the firefighting process. I know that, or at least from what I've heard so far, that nobody was in the building at the time, or if they were evacuated. The building was clear. So yeah, could have been a lot worse. 3 to 5 minutes away from us being back out in the cold. See how the skid steer starts, or the skid steers start. I'm kind of doing a little more research and putting a little more thought into what's going to do this property most efficiently, because that's always what I think about, the tools that are going to make something most efficient. Because for a small company like us, we can really crank out some work, and we can really get some mowing and really get some plowing done, and that's all based on us obviously having an efficient plan and being, you know, driven employees, and myself and, you know, Samantha. Like, that makes it work, but it's also the efficiency of the tools and equipment that we have. Let's see how this hot rod starts up. Been sitting here for a while. I would hope it's starting to climb. It's got like hours and hours on it. Looks like it'll push snow. These are froze. Probably. Nope. Joey goes on that one, not the one above it. Seems to work good.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to use that at home?
Well, I was just thinking if I brought it home, I could weld that and whatever
We don't have any hoses leaking or anything, huh?
No. That looks to stay out of the way pretty good, too.
Huh?
So that looks to stay out of the way pretty good. The ram's leaking? No. They're looking good, too.
As much as I want to sit here and still play with the plow, I probably ought to stick to the plan. Works good to sit in the parking lot.
Yeah. You ain't sanding, Joey.
Salt. Salt the parking lot.
You think this old girl will fire up?
Hope so.
Do you want to say anything to the people?
Yep. Now we are loaded up and ready to go.
Alright, that's all loaded up in there. Just have to put these few things in there and then we're done here for the day. So that's all I got for you guys. Yeah, that's all I have. I hate talking to the camera if you couldn't tell.